So hey, there's something here, there's something there overlaid. It's like a different kind of weather. Hey, my heart is there, my pride is there. Don't play, don't even dare. You don't play fair. So hey, there's something here, there's something there overlaid. It's like a different kind of weather. Lakin, walai, si ezima intoki and the drinks. Walai, na beshte yangu palo taku meet. Walai, ni wapi ulienda for real, for real. Lakin, walai, si ezima intoki and the drinks. Walai, na beshte yangu palo taku meet. Walai, ni wapi ulienda for real, for real. Lakin, walai, si ezima intoki and the drinks. Walai, na beshte yangu palo taku meet. Walai, ni wapi ulienda for real, for real. Lakin, walai, si ezima intoki and the drinks. Walai, na beshte yangu palo taku meet. Walai, ni wapi ulienda for real, for real. Go fit, Allah, go fresh, Allah. Lakin, bana, Lin West, bana. Go fit, Allah, go fresh, Allah. Lakin, bana, Lin West, bana.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Road trips and young romances, breakups and second chances. Our rhythm steers through all these years. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat only forever. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Bringing the one ding ding and the boom boom boom. Adding manya titi, then it's me and you. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Is it good? Heartbeats and stolen glances, oceans and wedding marches. Our music plays through all these days. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat only forever. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Bringing the one ding ding and the boom boom boom. Adding manya titi, then it's me and you. My Isukuti love.
Y'all know what it is. We've got 5 mics on track. We're about to tell you who's taking over.
Yo, feel the heat when we come through Party Nation. Sexy people around me, Party Nation. All of them and them looking so fly. Sexy girl, them wiggle and wine. On your feet, boogie and grind. MDQ, baby girl, one time.
Hivi si ufanyaga, si ndio show si upataga, si kwenye flow ukondo uwaga, champemo mpaka tunamwaga, remember kuni matanga, boss lady mimi ndo semanga, na wapanga muda na wachanga, mko nje mkisota mkimanga manga, me J's on my feet, kinyaga, ride on the beat, tazama, I'm a hot tip, black butter on the ride.
I see everyone's one on my mind, afunzwa ena ulimwengu, wacha tupatane padaye, mbeleni mtatufahamu, hatutakoma hatuchoki, kuwapikia tu matamu, mazuri twakupa kama kawaida, twazidi kutisha. Yo, feel the heat when we come through Party Nation. Squad. Sexy people around me, Party Nation. Squad. All of them and them looking so fly. Sexy girl, them wiggle and wine. On your feet, boogie and grind. Cabot, let me hear you say.
Bana, Nico Gage sana, safi sana. Ati leo hakuna kulala, Fena Mayonde, Modoni drama queen, Blinky Gago, get physical. You know kama kawaida it's typical. Confidential, bad man jump again, do again. Happy mention, squad up, congregate. Confidential, bad man jump again, do again. Happy mention, squad up, congregate.
Yo, feel the heat when we come through Party Nation. Squad. Sexy people around me, Party Nation. Squad. All of them and them looking so fly. Sexy girl, them wiggle and wine. On your feet, boogie and grind. Blicky bill, on the beat one time.
Like it's on Billy. I'm really tryna make a milli. Any track I kill it. And the girls they feel it. I really wanna get down low. Weak bit tough, gonna get down low. Squad is back with the heat for sure. Dance floor lit with the beat I know. See the people out here side by side. Vibe is right because we do it right. Getting there so I will take my time. Never late cause this is Kenyan time. Yeah. Okay. Now who taking over?
Who's taking over? He's taking over. He's taking over. Nairobi taking over. Nairobi taking over. Squad taking over. Squad taking over.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Very good morning to you wherever you're tuning in from. This is the Pawa Morning Drive show. Sorry about that. Niko na kahoma kidogo, but the show must go on. My name is Wanyoike, and I am officially welcoming you to the Pawa Morning Drive show. My name is Wanyoike. This is Power Radio. You know how we do it. We are here cruising nice and easy from 8 a.m. all the way till 10 in the a.m. as we discuss things of national importance. And before we get to that, remember you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are at Power Radio across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as TikTok. You can also get this live broadcast on our YouTube channel. We are at Power Radio, and on our website www.power254.org/Power Radio. But you know the drill. You know how we do right here at the Power Morning Drive. Let me get you to work, and we start off with the day's traffic updates. I start off with Thika Road is quite busy this morning, all the way from KCA University down towards Pangani. Things are not looking up. We can also see see that Kiambu Road is also looking quite busy this morning, especially as you go towards DCI, Muthaiga, all that area. Limuru Road's the same, the other side of Karura Forest, the same way around United Nations Avenue, that area looking quite busy this morning. I can also see that Luakabete Road is also looking quite busy this morning, especially from Zen Garden as you go towards the Silver Springs police station. The same is for Wanyoike Way. From ABC Place, things are bumper to bumper. Jogoo Road, bumper to bumper, all things coded red. Mombasa Road is also looking quite busy. From Cabanas, actually, things are looking hefty. And I can also see from, where is this? Capital Center down towards Bellevue, things are looking quite busy this morning. Langata Road, the same. From Dam Estate down towards Western, things are bumper to bumper. Raila Odinga Road, not looking too shabby. So Ngong Road, from Prestige Plaza, things are looking quite busy on your end as well. In case you see accidents or incidents, do let us know. Remember, the hashtag to use is hashtag Pawa Morning Drive, and we'll get you to work safely and hopefully early. Let's get some music and we come back for the day's local and international news roundup. This is Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
The next song is just for you. It's called Miss Obi by Kagwe Munga.
She said my name is Obi. Vigile na my Odi. Wageni kata all around me. Take what they want and disown me. Nimeko to my please call me. Tubanga ize naka smoky. Nimechoka kuhustle from leo ni gani jioni. Twende tukawake Nairobi West. Tupitie Westi. Nikupige busu ndani ya ma3 chini ya maji. When you're singing in stadiums and crowds, just remember you're making me proud. Say my name and say it aloud. Nairobi, yeah. Obi, Miss Nairobi on fire. Obi, Miss Nairobi on fire. Chini kwa chini, juu kwa juu. I'm in love with you, Nairobi on fire. Miss Obi on fire. Hey, Miss Obi, I've been in love with you my whole life. The kind of love I wouldn't know how to replace. The love I wanna hold tight. Oh, Miss Obi, let's dance together in the moonlight. The way you shine in the middle of the darkness. Clearly you're my true light, my true light. Sana naenda safari. Usiku na mchana na kutamani. Duniani kote na kusifu welai. Narudi humu badai. Nawaambia wote na kupenda welai. Nairobi, you're the love of my life. Oh, Obi, Miss Nairobi on fire. Obi, Miss Nairobi on fire. Chini kwa chini, juu kwa juu. I'm in love with you, Nairobi on fire. Miss Obi on fire. She said my name is Obi. Vigile na my Odi. Wageni kata all around me. Take what they want and disown me. Nimeko to my please call me. Tubanga ize naka smoky. Nimechoka kuhustle from leo ni gani jioni. Twende tukawake Nairobi West. Tupitie Westi. Nikupige busu ndani ya ma3 chini ya maji. When you're singing in stadiums and crowds, just remember you're making me proud. Say my name and say it aloud. Nairobi, yeah. Obi, Miss Nairobi on fire. Obi, Miss Nairobi on fire. Chini kwa chini, juu kwa juu. I'm in love with you, Nairobi on fire. Miss Obi on fire. Obi, Miss Nairobi on fire. Obi, Miss Nairobi on fire. Chini kwa chini. with you, Nairobi on fire. Miss Obi on fire.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
This is Hendrix Sam.
Misikatai, unanidai, akiwalahi, ninaogopa sitadinai. I want you to lie, ni vile I'm trying to find good love, baby, baby. I'll be the one for you, baby, baby. I'll be the one for you. I'll be the one for you. I'll be the one for you. Don't you take your love away. Take your love away. Don't you take your love away. I'll be the one for you. Don't you take your love away. Mpenzi utangoja, yeah. Mpenzi utangoja, yeah, yeah. Sitaki we uchoke, yeah. Sitaki we uchoke, yeah. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. If you wait for me, I don't need nobody else. I'm trying to find good love, baby, maybe, and I'll be the one for you, baby, maybe. I'll be the one for you. I'll be the one for you. I'll be the one for you. Don't you take your love away. Take your love away. Don't you take your love away. I'll be the one for you. Don't you take your love away. Take your love away. Don't you take your love away. I'll be the one for you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
A very good morning to you, and welcome back to the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and we are getting into our day's local and international news roundup. And of course, the big story is the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is to face trial today. The impeachment trial of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua begins today at the Senate, where he will also be accorded an opportunity to plead his case. This comes against the backdrop of damning contests and contents of a witness affidavit by Peterson Njomo Mushira, a close ally of Gachagua, which he has presented to Parliament. So what you should be able to know is that today the National Assembly, members of parliaments and lawyers will prosecute their case against the Deputy President, and then they will call witnesses and rebut the claims in his defense. Then tomorrow, the Deputy President and his team will defend their case, after which the senators will vote to uphold or throw out the impeachment. But some of the hurdles that the case the case is the deputy president's impeachment case is Justice Chacha Mwita yesterday refused to halt the process. However, today morning a 3-judge bench will pronounce itself on the same, and another hurdle is that an alleged buyer of one of the properties has thrown a spanner in the works, swearing the property was bought on Gachagwa's behalf. So all eyes will be on Senate and the National Assembly, because this is definitely going to be one of the big stories making headlines this entire week. So let's see what happens and what comes out of that. But something that is tied towards the impeachment of the deputy president, women, hundreds of women from Kirinyaga have asked President William Ruto to reciprocate their support by appointing Governor Anne Waiguru as the deputy president. They endorsed Waiguru as the most suitable candidate to take up the deputy president's position should Rigathi Gachagwa's impeachment sail through. Speaking in Kutustown, the women, who included community leaders from all the 20 wards, said Kenya is now ripe for a woman deputy president and Waiguru is best suited for the position. I don't know what that means by the fact that by what do they mean when they say that Kenya is ready for a female deputy president? What does that mean? Does it mean that Kenya is not ready for a woman, president? Does it mean that we can only get an opportunity into power as women only as the last resort, or as a second, option? What that is very telling on how on how we look at gender relations when it comes to occupying positions of power in this country. But hey, who am I to judge? Moving on quite along to the Standard newspaper, page 9, the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga was put to task to explain the relationship between the ODM and the Kenya Kwanza government. Raila denied that the party had entered into any political marriage with President William Ruto. Instead, Raila said there was need for more dialogue on constitutional reform and some of the issues that were raised by the youth when they demonstrated. He was responding to questions from delegates who sought clarity on the party's decision to have 5 top officials join Ruto's cabinet. Among them, of course, is the Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Buddy. We also have Gladys Wanga. It's another day in Kenyan politics, really. We see one camp getting towards building their front. We see the other camp getting towards building their camp as well. It's nothing new. This is just something that has been happening. But something interesting here, let's cross over now to the Nakuru County, where human rights groups in Nakuru have launched a 6-month project to mend broken relationships between the National Police Service and youths famously known as the Gen Z. Led by Midrift Human Rights Network, the organizers say that the animosity between police and Gen Zs will make officers' accountability impossible. Speaking to the Standard, Calvin Muga, an official from Midrift, said the mandate of the organization in the project is to improve security and end violent extremism in the South Rift region. Muga said that the action was necessitated by the growing animosity between the police and the Gen Zs following the June 2024 protest that saw some Gen Zs lose their lives while others were injured. I cannot complain about that. It's a good thing, I think. It's always good to see relationships being mended in this country, especially between the police and the civilians, because for a long time this relationship has been on the rocks. Police do not necessarily, they almost seem as if they are not in good terms with the civilians, and the civilians, instead of looking at the police as people who protect them, they look at people who are only there to take away their freedoms in this country. So it's a good gesture right there by the Midriff organization in Nakuru. And now on to our international news roundup. Crossing borders now, Sudan. The Duchess of Edinburgh has described distressing scenes of sexual exploitation after meeting refugees from Sudan's civil war who had fled to neighboring Chad. She was saying that people are having to exchange food and water for sex, for rape. That is violence that is being enacted through conflict. It is being used as a bargaining tool, said Sophie after a visit to this conflict-hit region. She spoke to women who had traveled into Chad to escape the conflict across the border in Sudan. And later on, she says that these women have no option but to leave. And even if then, they are lucky if some of them can get away, because if they leave their houses, they get killed. So this was a first royal visit to Chad, and the 3-day trip carried out at the request of the UK's Foreign Office was not officially announced until it was over on Monday. The purpose of the visit, says Buckingham Palace, was to draw attention to the deteriorating humanitarian crisis caused by the war in Sudan, which was now producing challenges for neighboring Chad. Yeah, that's what's happening. There's also something here about Nile River Agreement enters into force despite the Egypt objections. A landmark multinational agreement of managing the waters of the Nile River has entered into force over the vehement objections of Egypt. The Nile River Basin Cooperative Framework Agreement, that is a CFA, took effect on Sunday after more than a decade of negotiations after countries that share the mighty river. The Nile Basin Initiative, a partnership of 10 Nile riparian countries based in the Ugandan town of Entebbe, described the CFA as a defining moment in the history of the Nile Basin. The agreement is a testament to the collective, and it's always good to see nations coming together, forming treaties that would protect their shared natural resources. And of course, the Nile River is a very important river not only in the history of Africa, but you see that historically it supports so many lives, because so many lives are tied to it. So I hope that there were claims that the Nile River was being people have been trying to sort of kind of privatize. I heard that there's a story about that. People have been trying to privatize parts of the Nile River. I do not know how to do that. How do you do that? Yet the Nile is, first of all, it's the longest river in Africa, even if not the world. And being that it passes through so many countries, and the social and economic advantages of the Nile River, I think the agreement should be speaking towards protecting its waters and just making sure that it is well preserved, not much of damage and waste going into the Nile River, because again, like countries like Egypt fully depend on the Nile River for all its irrigation, as well as some of its transportation for sure. And so yeah, it's always a good gesture. All right, let's take a quick break, and then we come back and we'll be getting into our day's conversation. Today, we are joined by Advocate of the High Court of Kenya and governance expert, the Director of Ustawi Kenya, Ms. Agnes Gachui Kariuki, and we shall be discussing governance issues in Kenya. A lot has been happening in this country over the past 2 years since the Kenya Kwanza government got into power. A lot has happened. We've seen protests. We've seen now a looming impeachment of the deputy president. We've seen a shift from the NHIF to now SHA and shift. What do those things portend from a gender lens? So a lot of things that have been happening in the governance space in Kenya. So you do want to stick around for that. So let's take a quick breather. We'll come back and get into our day's discussion. Keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Niko na visa, niko kwa simu na nasikia bashi meshika. Je, kuna madem, kuna maniga, maodine wamekuja kuchachisha. Ninajificha, sitaki picha kubabae, sitaki vita. Nashikisha na mavela mabichwa, na tukishikwa jo mabel Mona Lisa. Tutoke BND, twende BNB, niko DND, usijam. I will be RB, I will be RB.
Mihadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelipu zimenichanganya napenda vitu si ufanya vile inafaa. Erobog na matin. Eyo naka. Abiroki komando, kiritala jumi niko na mado, wenye vipindi na musonge kando, esima tu sama poso chopo, chololo, chololo. Nobody can party like we do. Wamoke girumba ko kwarawe blues, kinena kalinki kipani ya sim. Meditation nyaka bed ni swoya design bololo, anebo chembololo. So please no, okadwa jo machendo oh bololo, anebo chembololo. So please no, okadwa jo machendo oh. Mihadara zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelipu zimenichanganya napenda vitu si ufanya.
Mihadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelimbu Maximus.
Ognamatin.
Hey, and na.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
BNB, Nico DND.
Mutoto ya Pamela.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Usiku wa joto, usiku wa manane, usiku usioishia, katikati ya Julai, tulikuwa na furaha, hatuku stress na uhai, tulijua tu city lights ya Nairobi
shine so bright. Remember dancing in the moonlight up until the sunrise. Strobe lights glaring oh so bright. Kati kati ya July, ya July, ya July, ya July. Skin to skin, follow the beat the whole night. Oh, we'd be disco queens, but that was way before our time. Our life is out, so we take it. So let's run naked, paint the city pink. We deserve to take it. Let's get our lick back, fight the system, we can break it. Chase our dreams until we make it. Dancing in the moonlight up until the sunrise. Strobe lights glaring oh so bright. Kati kati ya July, ya July, ya July, ya
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Jack on the beat.
They say on drugs, I say on me. They say it's sad, I say it's funny. You in some crap, don't you dare call me, cause I know that I can get you out this shit. I know it's weird that I'm quite honest, but if I don't, then who's gonna know? When mama said, don't you play with fire, you should listen and just move out my way. I've got this feeling that someone's on me. I've got this feeling that someone's on me, yeah. Someone's on me. Ooh, someone's on me, someone's on me. Yeah, someone's on me. Oh, someone's on me, someone's on me. Cause I'm a drug, can you run me? And I'm a drug that I just cannot resist. Someone's on me, ooh, someone's on me. Once you begin, boy, there's no ending. Oh boy, it's like divine calling. And you don't know if you're up or falling. Light at the end of the tunnel, well, not here. The end is near, I feel it coming. This is between you and I only. When mama said, don't you play with fire, you should listen, it just move out my way. I've got this feeling that someone's on me. I've got this feeling that someone's on me. Someone's on me. Ooh, someone's on me, someone's on me. Yeah, someone's on me. Oh, someone's on me, someone's on me. Cause I'm a drug, can you run me? And I'm a drug that you just cannot resist. Someone's on me, someone's on me, someone's on me.
someone's on me. And I'm a drug that you just cannot resist. Someone's on me.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
That is Miss Bridget Blue with her song Drug, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is a Power Morning Drive show. My name is Wanyoike, and I am pretty excited because my guest is already in studio. But before we get into that discussion, remember you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are at Power Radio across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as the infamous X, if I do say so myself. You can also get us on YouTube at Power Radio. If you've not yet subscribed, please love and respect yourself. Head out to YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you are notified every time we go live. And you can also get us on our website, www.power254.org/Power Radio. All right. Now that is out of the way, let's get into the meats and the bones of our discussion today. Today, we shall be looking at governance issues in Kenya. I mean, the past 2 years have been quite the busy scene in Kenya. I mean, we are talking about a looming impeachment of the deputy president. We saw a 2-month-long anti-finance bill protest, and there was an infamous and embattled shift from the NHIF to the SHA. Like, a lot has been happening in this country. A cabinet reshuffle as well. A lot. And there's no one better to have this discussion as we look into the governance issues of this nation other than the one and only High Court advocate, the advocate of the High Court of Kenya. She's also a governance expert. She is the director of Ustani KE, and she will be telling us all about that. Miss Agnes Gachui Kariuki is in studio. Hey! Where's my applause? Good morning. Good morning, Miss Agnes. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How do you do?
I'm doing fantastic, and I'm quite excited. Looking forward to our conversation.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming to Power Radio.
Asante.
Yes, this is your first time at Power Radio,
Yes.
so karibu sana.
Asante sana.
For the 1 or 2 people who maybe live under a cave, who do not know that I am speaking to the the future president of Kenya, maybe kindly introduce yourself and all the hats that you wear, and then we get into a discussion.
Thank you. My name is Gachui Agnes Kariuki. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya.
Yes.
I run my own practice called Gachui Kariuki and Associates Advocates. I'm also a founding director of Ustawi.
Yes.
KE.
Yes.
Said Ustani.
Yes.
Ustawi KE.
Ustawi.
Yes.
Ustawi.
Prosper. Ustawi KE. I am also the national deputy chairperson of the Nominations and Elections Board at NAC Kenya. And I also sit as programs director at the Interparties Youth Forum.
Yes.
I love politics. Politics loves me. You cannot separate us. We have tried to separate, but we cannot. We seem to never be able to.
You are in
an
organized, arranged marriage of some sorts.
One way or the other, we are sticking together.
Right.
Yes.
Those are many things that you have said, and I mean, I'm just gonna maybe just start off with all the work that you do. Maybe let's just start with Ustawi first.
Yeah.
Why did you found Ustawi? What do you guys do? Yes.
Okay. During the last election, I was deeply involved as a strategist at NAC Kenya and for the larger assembly, especially for the youth in this country.
Yes.
I ended up doing a lot of campaign runs for SIGs. SIGs are special interest groups.
Okay.
Our candidates who are SIGs, those are women, youths, and persons with disabilities. And I realized, as you know, we're engaging the electorate, that there is a lot, there's a severe absence or lack of knowledge when it comes to matters people representation and matters governance. And especially with young Kenyans. You would even ask a young Kenyan, they'd complain, tunapiganga watu kura, alafu wanaenda, tutaiwaona tena, hata MCA ukimfanyia nini, those kinds of things. They inspired myself and my co-director, Mr. Ngugi Ndegwa. And we decided that in as much as we're politicians and we love politicking, we owe it to the society to give back in one way or the other. And that's how we came about with the Ustawi KE, which is a community-based organization that does youth-led accountability in governance. So basically what we do is engage young Kenyans on matters governance in this country, matters vigilance, and matters decision-making public participation, anything and everything, Chapter 7 of the Constitution, which is people representation.
Yeah. And how has the experience been, and specifically when you go out to the young people, how has the reception been? Do you see that they are getting the vision of why Ustawi exists?
Initially, when we started out, it wasn't hard for us, obviously, because we come from a political background. Myself and my colleague have a background in social sciences. So we love people and we love engaging people. We love matters governance naturally. So it wasn't hard for us as individuals. But getting young people to sit down and talk about governance in this country, what is your role? It's not just about rights. It's not just about, I have a right to this, I have a right to, but you have a responsibility. Do you vote? Do you have a voter's card? Why don't you have a national ID card? What are you doing about that? Do you attend public participation meetings? You have, the county integrated, what are they called, CAPDs. Do you attend the CAPDs in your ward, in your county?
Yes.
No, we don't.
Right.
So generally, the initial reception was not very friendly, but I don't know whether to say thank God, but tides generally changed after the finance bill came about, the finance bill of 2024 specifically. We also had another crisis last year about the finance bill again. So with the 2024 finance bill, I think Kenyans had gotten to a point where they were just fed up, and that got a lot of Kenyans, and especially young Kenyans, engaging in conversations, reading the Constitution of their own volition, going to Parliament's website, looking at what exactly Parliament has been doing and is still doing. To this point, I'd say the only or the most critical watchdog of the legislature are young Kenyans. So with the change, let me say change in tides, with the Maandamano, the nationwide protests, more and more young Kenyans have been receptive of what we are doing. More and more want to, engage us. More and more Kenyans want to hear the message we have for them.
I'm curious. And so now you're also involved with the NAC party.
Yes. But well, since after the election, there's nothing much for me as an official.
But you have been in the strategy. For the last election. What is the role of a political strategist? Like how do you show up in the space, and what does that look like?
First of all is to understand the electorate. Anyone out there who wants to do this, understand the electorate. Who are the electorate? What demographics are you looking at? Here comes an aspirant. I want to run for this seat. Yes, okay. What is your manifesto? What do you intend to do for these people? By the way, as an individual, I have a principle where I don't just support candidates for the sake of supporting candidates. I have political stances. Mine tend to incline towards conservative political views and values. So more often than not, when somebody approaches me, this is what I want to do, I'll ask, what exactly are your political stances? What do you intend to do for the people? How do you intend to serve the people you intend to represent in whatever political office? And then from there, obviously, comes the money issues, strategies, timelines. Who are we working with? Who are we meeting? Who do we need to talk to? Who do we need to collaborate with? Is this political party the perfect fit for you? Is this agenda the perfect fit for you? Maybe you're a man. Is this whatever you're trying to run? Will it appeal to maybe the female electorate? That kind of thing. That's what we do. Sit back, advise, strategize, give you a plan.
And then advance.
And win.
and then win, So let's just kind of go back to where it all began. What got you interested in the space of governance?
Governance specifically? Wow. Since I was a kid, I loved the idea of government structures, serving the people. Initially, it was just politics. I loved politics and, the circus that it can be sometimes. So I think I loved it from when I was a very young kid. But eventually, as we have grown and as maybe you've also witnessed with, reforms in democracy and whatnot, and civic education, enlightenment, I'd say people like Boniface Mwangi and the kind of work they've done to sensitize Kenyans has also inspired a lot of us to be a bit more vigilant with how service is delivered in this country, with how the Constitution is respected, upheld, preserved, and defended. And also, what are our leaders doing? Are they actually working for us, or are they working for themselves? Ultimately, I'd say it's a sense of vigilance. I was inspired by a sense of vigilance to see the right thing being done.
And speaking of vigilance now, the current moment that we are at in Kenya, how
Yeah.
would you rate the governance that we are experiencing? Like this moment in Kenya, how would you rate whether it's how the Kenya Kwanza is doing its job, if at all it is doing its job, and where do you stand?
The performance, let me just say the entire regime, the performance has been dismal. Even if you were to include or factor in the opposition representation in the country in matters governance, the performance has been dismal since the regime took over.
Yes.
It is tragic, really, because when this government came in, it was a populist government.
Very populist.
Or a populist party.
Yeah.
It appealed to young people. It appealed to people
Christians.
Yes, it appealed
church.
I'm embarrassed as a Christian. It appealed to the Christians. It appeals to poor people in this country. You know, the hustler narrative. They really ran with it, and it worked quite well for them. And the expectations were very high. And Ruto and Rigathi looked very youthful and, relatable to young Kenyans. So there was a lot of hope at the beginning, and I suppose that is why this sense of rage that young people have been expressing has also been authentic, and it was always coming. You cannot be telling people this is what we're going to do. I mean, you can just go to the UDA website right now and look at their manifesto, and then look at what they have been doing. It's terrible.
Right.
I want to believe in hope, but I don't know. I really don't know. Ruto has a chance to do the right thing. I really think he has a good shot to try and do the right thing. If he does it, that's another story altogether.
Right.
Yes.
And what do you think the people that he's working with are the ones that are letting him down?
We can't just say that it's just the people that he's working with that are letting him down. I mean, he is the president. Ultimately, at some point, he has to, stamp authority, even on his cronies.
Yes.
The people he's hired, his loyalists, everyone. He should be able to stamp authority. You can't, the kind of runaway corruption we are witnessing, the hemorrhaging of the economy, the high-handedness by the police.
Yes.
Look at the abductions. I remember one of the first things, I think it was his acceptance speech in Karen after being, declared the winner. He had not even been sworn in, declared the winner.
Yeah.
His acceptance speech, he was very categorical that the issue of abductions, the issue of human rights violations will not stand in his regime
government.
and in his government. And look at what we are seeing right now.
Yeah, that's literally his legacy so far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, even more heartbreaking for me, and I think young people listening to this need to take this very seriously, is the fact that a lot of young people went missing during Maandamano, and they're not in mortuaries. Where are those young people?
Yeah. Where are they?
No one is standing up there.
Yeah.
So where are these young men and women?
Right. Yeah. It's a failure. It's a failure.
There's so many failures, and I don't know. Let's I don't know if we can wait and see, but ultimately we all need to be vigilant. Look at your constitution. Read the Katiba cover to cover.
Right.
Yes.
And speaking of the constitution, there is an amendment that is being taken to wherever it's been taken to.
Yes.
That would potentially see the extension of the presidential term from 5 years to 7 years. We brag. We just celebrated 14 years anniversary of the Katiba.
Yes.
And a lot of the sentiments that were coming from the people that I was engaging in conversations with said that this, Kenya's constitution is one of the most progressive constitutions in the world. You are a lawyer. You can tell us it for sure that, first of all, is true.
That is very true.
But what is it? What does this moment again mean? We are now seeing an amendment because of few people who just want to continue amassing power to themselves. I mean, why do we fail so much at... we do have a constitution, but constitutionalism is a whole different story altogether.
First of all, after Declaration of Independence, the next greatest thing we ever did to ourselves as a people is Katiba 2010. And not only is it one of the most progressive, but it has really... The reforms that have come with it have generally improved lives in this country, politically, socially, economically, even psychologically, because of this new constitution, we are able to talk about mental health as a health issue under chapter 4 of the constitution, which talks about the Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
Yes. So now, Anne, tell me.
Yeah.
how will somebody who does not respect, constitutionalism, does not obey court orders regarding the constitution, now tell you, this constitution seems bad, let us see if we can get these term limits a bit, extended. I'll tell you this, as our Wakili, I disagree with it. I think it's a very dangerous move. And whoever is playing this game is playing a very dangerous game.
Right.
Kenyans will definitely oppose it.
Of course.
To the
latter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then as a Wakili, I'll tell you it's probably a smokescreen. So that, people who want to do, it's a decoy. People who want to do something mischievous behind the scene can be able to do whatever it is, while you guys are complaining and yelling about this clamor for a referendum.
For sure.
On top of that, we don't have a well-constituted IBC. So, who is going to do that? Are we going to do that through Parliament? Because if it was supposed to, if you're going to have a self-determination cause like that, you'd probably want to have it through a popular vote. You can have a referendum through Parliament or a popular vote. Everyone is called out to vote. So you cannot have that done through Parliament. And we don't have a well-constituted IBC right now.
So really.
So what are they saying?
Yeah, crickets.
Yeah, red flag.
For sure. We are only 48 hours to what could be the impeachment of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
Yeah.
First of all, did you see this coming? And what next for what next for him and for Kenya?
So I saw it coming. Like I said, I've been in politics for a while now, and it's my cup of tea.
Right.
I didn't see him surviving to 2027, or at least post 2027. But I didn't see him leaving office this soon.
Yeah, 2 years in.
Yeah, 2 years in. One thing we can say everything bad and good about Rigathi, but ultimately the one constant is he has a very strong personality.
Right.
And I think that threatens powers that be. I think there are people who think our deputy president should be docile and, very...
just like a flower girl.
Exactly. Or dispensable. And he has proven he's neither. He's not docile, he's not dispensable. You will have a hard time, you'll have trouble pushing him out.
To him, yes.
Yes, you will have a hard time pushing him out.
Yeah.
I did see it coming though, because of the various dynamics of politics and how ethnocentric they tend to be in this country. So it was coming for him.
Yeah.
That's number one. What was the other question?
The other question was what next now? A lot of people are pushing for the replacement of the DP Rigathi Gachagua with Anne Waiguru. Yeah, and I'm like, do you think that's a smart move? Yeah, what next? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't see Waiguru being appointed the deputy president. I'd be shocked.
If she got
it.
Yes.
I'd be shocked if Kindiki got it as well. Again, I think Kindiki is also another smokescreen for other political agendas behind the scene.
Yeah.
And my prediction is Raila Odinga is the one who is going to be the pick.
Explain. Hey, we are all focused on, his AUC chairmanship.
Yeah. I don't see him winning the AUC chairmanship.
Yeah.
And for the simple reason that, member states vote as blocks, Islamic states vote as blocks, Francophones vote as blocks, and they're very aggressive in terms of lobbying for their own. And then after the Mandamano, you saw what transpired. He decided to, support the president. You guys need to get off the streets. Let us have a conversation. Let us talk. Let us do this. Let us do that. And then came the broad-based government. A lot of young Kenyans felt like that was a betrayal. And there has been an overdrive of traffic online of Kenyans lobbying for the Djibouti candidate.
Right.
To the point where, this is something I've personally seen on X. People, non-Kenyans would ask, whoa, you guys have a candidate.
Right.
Why are you supporting the Djibouti candidate?
Yeah.
Let us show you. Tulieni, we are with the Djibouti candidate. Let us see how that goes. So, and I think there was a poll that was done and he came out fourth, a distant fourth. So the next best thing is, national politics again in Kenya. And maybe that would also, again, open the door for him for 2027 if he intends to run. I hope he intends to run.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Do you think this further destabilizes the already unstable Kenya Kwanza government?
Who gets destabilized, by the way? No, I don't think it destabilizes. First of all, this is 207 all over again. When I say 207, I specifically mean the reconvention of what they call the Big Five.
Yeah.
The ODM principles.
Yeah, the Pentagon. I remember.
The Pentagon, yes.
Yes.
The Pentagon, yes.
Yes.
Good, awesome.
Yeah.
So the Pentagon is reconvening.
Mm-hmm.
The only person, the only demographic who gets to be disenfranchised, perhaps, or thrown out, is the mountain. So let us see how that goes. Yeah.
Wow.
That will be interesting to watch.
Yes. It will be very interesting to watch. Yeah. But guys, we are just into our conversation for today. We are talking about governance issues, touching on what has been happening in the governance space in Kenya. And we are joined in studio by governance expert and advocate of the High Court of Kenya, Miss Agnes Gachui Kariuki, who is spitting some wisdom here. And before we get, carried away, let's take a quick breather. We'll be right back. This is Power Radio. Do not move a muscle. See you on the other side of the break. I know that for sure Tetushani is on the way with Africa's Sun, so do keep it right here.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Can give me big up 23. Ilem time utoka big up all the massive and crew. Na hingo mani ya masses what a groove. Ikibamba pull up the tune. Real time music. Hey, watch our hit, watch our vex. Nick up on the rhythm, no flex. Even the devil himself can't test. Cause in my bounce like a bad check. Song only danger. Now fold my hands come a Macarena. Nimepona ya fire redder than redder. We breaking the limits. Run the tune. Hey selector. Now how my heavyweight. Wanna go yes it's my feather. Hey. In quest I'm better. Up in the air na prepare. My full preachers hawawezi kunidea. Amini usiamini juu ya majali tembea. His presence is heaven to me. Na bila yeye sina essence kwa skill. Nitumie ndio my brethren wati. Nitulie wendo other unijenge mi script. Increase niwe molese. Increase niwe molese. Jump kama sai ole ole. Ona Jesus sign na siya mole. Increase niwe molese. Nasema increase niwe molese. Jump kama sai ole ole. Nasema one kama molese. Uno something, let me tell you something. Wanna yap nikitu gani one. Beat on a mic, mzee na do something. After this world, the MCs what I run. We get an answers, no content, yeah. We fall target. Action packed, but we no galley. Back to back, we still jamming. What's your business, man? What's your parliament form? I'm the man with the message. Yendo mamba, rock of all ages. Na wanatani nimekweke. Shake poke amateke. I'm on a quest, ki Indiana Jones. Na post red vile na ingia kwa flow. Wadiake no mina stress wakinisikiza kwa show. One man changed the world, be the leader I chose. Increase niwe molese. Increase niwe molese. Jump kama sai ole ole. Ona Jesus sign na siya mole. Increase niwe molese. Nasema increase niwe molese. Jump kama sai ole ole. Nasema one kama trole. Kick out the devil tai chi. Christ got me on another level, I'm clean. Washed by his blood hygiene. Christ got me on another level, I mean. Kick out the devil tai chi. Christ got me on another level, I'm clean. Washed by his blood hygiene. Christ got me on another level, I mean. Increase niwe molese. Increase niwe molese. Jump kama sai ole ole. Ona Jesus sign na siya mole. Increase niwe molese. Nasema increase niwe molese. Jump kama sai ole ole. Nasukuma word kama trole.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Mighty fingers.
Jazz.
I make mountains out of molehills, and it can be quite the scene. Think about how far I've come and my life looking greater than it's ever been. If I could eat my pie in the sky, it would be just my thing. Sipping on my champagne and my life looking greater than it's ever been. My life looking greater than it's ever been. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? You must be Africa's son. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. You must be an African. I don't know about my haters, but they should know about me. Keep me humble, oh God. My life looking greater than it's ever been. I overflow flavor. My pockets are full of greed. Even on my worst day, my life looking greater than it's ever been. Woo! My life looking greater than it's ever been. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? You must be Africa's son. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. You must be an African. You jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you jealous, don't hold me back. Jealous, don't hold me, no, no, no. If you jealous, don't hold me back. I'm saying, please don't jealous me. Please don't jealous me. I'm singing, please don't jealous me. Please don't jealous me. I'm singing, please don't jealous me. Jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. Alexis on the beat.
Wewe nani unanipigia simu kama nani? Eti niachane mume wako nani? Unajua Nadia kweli mimi nani?
We ni nani unampigia simu kama nani? Yeah, hata utoe vya ndani atarudi hapa kwangu tu nyumbani. Yeah.
Anapenda vidogodogo mwenzako anavimumunya. Mwanamke unapenda zogo, tafuta jambo hilo la kufanya. Oh, ni wangu huyo, nasema ni wangu. Oh, ni wangu, kubali yaishe, ni wangu.
Oh, ni wangu huyo, nasema ni wangu. Oh, ni wangu, mwisho yataisha, ni wangu. Hivyo vimeseji na kuficha simu havinishtui. Atachoka nawe, wengine aende, yule hakagui.
Kelele ya chura haizui ng'ombe kunywa maji. Kwangu habanduki, kwako hatoboki, na kwa maana ye
anapenda wife material, mwenzako anakudanganya. Mwanamke una kasoro, tafuta jambo hilo la ni wangu, oh ni wangu, mwisho yataisha ni wangu,
oh ni wangu, huyo nasema ni wangu, oh ni wangu, kubali yaishe ni wangu. Mi sitakoma, koma, koma, koma. Mi sitakoma, koma, koma, mama.
Ntakukomboa, komboa, komboa, komboa. Ntakukomboa, komboa, komboa, msichana we. Oh ni wangu, huyo nasema ni wangu, oh ni wangu, mwisho yataisha ni wangu,
Oh ni wangu, huyo nasema ni wangu, oh ni wangu, kubali yaishe ni wangu.
oh ni wangu, huyo nasema ni wangu, oh ni wangu, mwisho yataisha ni wangu.
Oh ni wangu, huyo nasema ni wangu, oh ni wangu, kubali yaishe ni wangu.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
That is the African pop star, Miss... what's her name? I forget her name. Alongside Sanaipe Tande. And it's Nadia Mukami, yes. And it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike. And I am still in studio with the governance expert, the Enigma herself. She's going to be president. And you heard it here first.
Amen.
Yes, we will come back to this and you guys you'll testify that I said it. Yes, Miss Agnes Gachui. And we are talking about governance related issues in Kenya. You know, it's been quite the run the last 2 years leading up to this moment that we are in right now. We have really seen a lot of drama when it comes to the governance space in Kenya and just the whole socio-political landscape in Kenya. And so, Miss Gachui, I would love to know, now that you're a woman in the political space, you're very engaged in the political space. First of all, what is happening in the gender? How would you describe gender dynamics when it comes to governance and politics landscape in this country?
I think we have come a very, very long way. We're talking about something, and a very devastating incident before the break. During the break of a woman who was, sexually assaulted, gang raped, among other, torture techniques during the 2007 election. She was a candidate in what is now Meru County, but she was running for National Assembly office. And it was so bad, she disappeared from public life. I don't know if we could even find her, trace her today. Yeah. And I hope she's okay wherever she is, if she's still alive. From those kind of incidences, and even before that, women going through a lot of sexual harassment, sexual assault. There's a lot of misogyny in this space, bullying, and male opponents who do that a lot. They know who to target as well. But generally, we've come a very long way. I must say, women like Martha Karua, women like Millie of the Ambo, Professor, I think her name is Professor Julia Odhiambo, the women who've come before us. Yeah. Orie. Wow. We loved her. That's a household name when you talk about women and politics in this country.
You have to talk about her.
We've come a very long way. We still have a very long way to go. Remember, for instance, in Parliament, we've still not achieved the 2/3 gender compliance. Yes. Amongst a lot of other spaces. I think the only institution where we've managed to achieve 2/3 gender probably is the judiciary. Yeah, or at least the view or perspective we have of women, in public service. Excuse me. Yeah. The judiciary takes the cake. That said, especially in political parties, women still lag behind in so many spheres. And, when we have these deliberations with other women in political parties, the one thing we always say is, ukiingia kwa chama. Yes. Hakikisha uko na cheo. That is the only way you can create impact for yourself and for other women. Or at least ensure that you're extremely vocal, whether you are lobbying. By the way, people ask, why do we have political parties? One of the reasons why we have political formation, of course, is philosophy. But also it's one of the best ways to lobby for policies, for ideas. through political the various structures of political parties. So women in political parties still lag behind, and one of the ways you can see that it is mostly exhibited through the primaries before the election, where women have to contest for the nomination together with other aspirants. More often than not, they are rigged out. They are normally rigged out of that, and it's a very deplorable state, and it still exists to this day. In as much as we still have mechanisms that would work for them. I don't know if viewers know this, but we had an amendment to the Political Parties Act. It's called the Political Parties Act of, I think, 2022. I think it was passed it was assented to law in late 2021 or early 2022, but by Uhuru Kenyatta. And it talks about internal disputes regulatory organs. And that's one of the avenues that a lot of women would have to use to address, the being rigged out. But even then, the resources that come with being in those kinds of spaces and generally in governance and politics is very lacking for a lot of women. So maybe that is one of the reasons why women stay out of politics. But again, the harassment, the bullying, because it's a very male space. It's a very masculine
and very patriarchal.
Yes, and
very patriarchal. I'm honestly for the idea. I do tend to think that politics is very patriarchal because I'll just see how it's like it always feels as if it was set up for men by men.
Yes, that's quite true.
It's true.
Yes.
So how do you navigate this space, in the political space? Because I'm sure you have to sort of bulldoze your way around.
Power is not given, power is taken.
Okay,
so that's rule number one. Ground rule. Power is not given, power is taken. Be unapologetic about it. And I'm addressing women now.
Yes.
Be very unapologetic about it. You want something, go for it. Don't apologize for it. Simple. Number one. Number two, again, we are very lucky because the women who came before us made sure that the spirit of the Constitution always included us in everything.
Yes.
So first of all, with the slots, which are very controversial, and I hold certain reservations against it. But with the women rep seats, it's an affirmative action position that propels or creates a stepping stone for women who want to go for other seats, maybe other national assembly seats, maybe gubernatorial seat. Look at Gladys Wanga. Gladys Wanga is one of the best examples of the work that the women rep seat has done as affirmative action for women. For women in this space. You have the nomination to parliament that also creates space, nomination to the county assembly, opportunities to work within political parties, and then you see like right now if you have to present a list to the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties. 1/3 has to be one gender, a particular gender.
Right.
So at all times, women have to be at least 1/3 of the membership of the political party. Yes, at all times.
And we are doing badly.
Yes, I think the only party that has achieved at least a majority of women is NAC Kenya. Yes.
Could it be called? Could it be? Applause.
Yes.
Would you attribute it to the fact that it's led by a woman?
It's possible, quite possible that it's the fact that it's led by a woman who inspires other women. So maybe that's one of the reasons why.
And maybe her political philosophies
quite
as well.
Correct. Her political stances over the years have obviously inspired a lot of men and women as well. But ultimately, women have to come out and come out in numbers. And I'm especially hoping to see a lot more millennial and Gen Z women joining politics, taking part in action in governance in this country, decision making. Public participation is extremely crucial. And for us women, we are the ones who are mothers. We're the ones who will most likely end up as caregivers. We're the ones who do a lot of domestic work.
Unpaid, most times.
A lot of unpaid domestic work. So, when you really think about it, public service is supposed to work for us because of a lot of the, I'd say unfair disadvantages we have as women. These public services work for us. If you're talking about free maternal health, we're the ones who go to have children. When you talk about free access for children, maybe under 5 years, vaccines or this or the other, we're the ones who have to, sit back, not work, and take care of children. Those kinds of things. So public participation for women is extremely important, extremely crucial. When you know the county government is about to pass a bill and the county assembly is about to pass a particular bill. Go out there, look at it. And I think for a lot of county governments now and county assemblies, they have functional websites. I hope they have functional websites.
Hopefully.
They have a budget for communication. So a lot of what they do or intend to do is uploaded on those platforms. And I'm glad, because I think this show is also aired online for the most part, right?
Yes.
So the role of the internet, the role of technology in how we politic is very important. I hope we can be able to also address that as we proceed.
Yeah.
But it's very important for women to participate in decision making. Vigilance. Be vigilant.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how do we then empower them to to take up positions and take up space? Because it always feels as if women are socialized to always take the back burner. Yeah. So how do we start raising up women who understand their value and they're going for it no matter what it takes?
Women must take civic what do we used to call it?
Participation?
No, not participation. There's something when we were, I don't know if you're a Gen Z.
I am not
I think it was called GHC. So the C was civic and ethics, something civic and ethics. So basically being very proactive as a citizen in this country.
Yes.
Whatever education goes into that. And I think there was a suggestion that needs to be reintroduced as part of the curriculum from grade 1. I think they call it grade 1 these days. From grade 1, where you teach people or children matters civics and ethics. That is politics and how to be a good citizen. So those two things, I think girls and women alike need to take those kinds of things seriously. We should be able, as individuals, as different stakeholders, institutions, the government, educate girls, educate women, mainstream education, but also civic and ethical education of how to participate more meaningfully in this country. I mean, look at it, Anne. Right now, I don't know what stage it's gotten to, but there's the provisions of sanitary towels bill. That bill should have gone through high schools first.
Yes.
All girls in high school should have read it. All girls in tertiary assistants should have read it. All of us women should be able to access it and have read it and given our comments.
Yes.
I don't know how many women, I did give mine. I submitted a memorandum. I don't know how many other women submitted memorandum to that end. But it's something that directly affects us specifically and strictly as women. How have we been proactive in ensuring that, first of all, me personally, I think your bill inafaa kuanguka. How many of us have stood with me in well, it's if you've read it, it talks about creating structures of how pads will be distributed in this country, but not exactly pads being distributed in this country. It's just creating structures and committees for people, appointments for people. That does not make sense to our wombs. Yeah. So education, number one. Number two is pushing. As women, we need to push for more women to run for public office. Ensure there are more women in appointive and elective positions in government and in public life. Public service. That's the only way to ensure that we have more women out there fighting for it. Because all of us can't, we can't hold public office, all of us.
Right.
We can't be MPs, MCAs, politicians. But for the ones who are there, morally, you have an obligation to ensure that the well-being of other women and girls in this country is priority number one.
Right.
Yes.
Wow. And when what do you think is the biggest inhibitants to good governance in Kenya? Because I'm sure there's a lot of them.
I won't say politicians, but they're also a reflection of who we are as a people. Ethics. So we have a bad culture of making terrible decisions. Retreating to our ethnic cocoons ultimately when we are making some of these choices. Look at the populist streak UDA got in the previous election. There was no questioning. This person has a questionable character. I remember Matiang'i was talking about 60% of the people running for public office are people who are implicated in money laundering, terrorism, rapes, murders, those kinds of things. And you can now see the fruits of voting for those characters. So our politicians are a reflection of who we are. And moving forward, it's very important for us to question everyone and everything before making political and governance decisions in this country.
Yeah.
So that's one of the hindrances.
Yes.
Number 2 is corruption, obviously.
Corruption.
We have a hemorrhaging economy. We have unethical people holding office. Obviously, they're going to behave unethically. We have an economy that is hemorrhaging. We cannot account properly for public monies. And then obviously we have, I'd say unpatriotic characters in office. If you don't love this country enough, you will not do enough for it. You'll not do what took you there.
Yeah.
It's no longer about public service.
Yes.
It's it's a mine. It's a gold mine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's where they go to mine their gold, unfortunately, at our expense and detriment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, good place to get. Take a break. We'll be right back. Keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Got the beautiful Miss V on them vocals. Calligraph Jones in the place. Rabbit. Teamwork. Let's get it.
From outer space, out of this world, we come in peace, tell your master all. We are taking over this place right now. But bring your crew, you can let them know. We in town, they should dress up for the show. We are bringing down this town tonight, oh. In an African party, we stomp our feet on the ground. We raise our hands in the air and say, hey, hey, hey. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali nipoona juu. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali nipoona juu.
Imagine, hivyo ndo muingianga kwa klabu au jasikia tunakula life na adabu na masela sela. Wana hela umenijazka hiu mase hela ni jui basi tela ni king kaka king of Zamunda. Tuko ndani na tumedunga kaka clothing bado mtumba. Mina manager tuko tight anajua mini spend thrift. Meza drinks nimezipanga kama Tetris.
In an African party, we stomp our feet on the ground. We raise our hands in the air and say, hey, hey, hey. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali uona juu. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali uona juu.
Boo, jagged, yow, I go like boom, 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 boom. Mikono kwa hewa nikifika tu kwa boom, 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 boom. As I be rolling when I be the cruiser, boom, boom. Get out the way, I'm feeling like money today. I'm here to pour it up all over the club, I'm willing to pay, so That's our plan to go and tap it. Hey y'all, feed what up, let's make it happen. I'm here to get it cracking. Shorties are telling me that I'm attractive, cause they be feeling the swag, I'm classic. Call me Papa Jones, and that's it. That's it. I'm on.
Leo hatulali jo. Dunda asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali uona juu. Leo hatulali jo. Dunda asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali uona juu.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Pressure, ona vile inatupeleka. Pesa kosa leo unakesha na kuna kesho. Tulia kidogo, ganga ya leo, na ukinge moyo wako, moyo wako. We've made it this far, we're gonna be okay. With wonderful scars that help us find our way. And when it gets dark and you cannot feel my faith, pick up the guitar and sing our song again.
Medmanyukwe Timgi machunyi dwaro Kungenga mungeyo Kima kinyo pango Nikech we ran away from misery. We had to pay for it dearly. Tutachelewa Lakini ndoto zetu hatutachorea. We've made it this far, we're gonna be okay. With wonderful scars that help us find our way. And when it gets dark and you cannot feel my faith, pick up your guitar and sing our song again.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
How long should I wait for your love, little mama? Tell me, are you coming back home in the summer? You might just find I have moved on, little mama. How long should I wait for your love, little mama? How long should I live for myself, little mama? Nimengoja sana baby na sitawacha. I might just find another, little mama. How long should I wait for your love, little mama? Little mama. Vituisha, you go looking for love and find it.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
How long should I wait for your love, little mama? Tell me, are you coming back home in the summer? You might just find I have moved on, little mama. How long should I wait for your love, little mama? How long should I live for myself, little mama? Nimengoja sana baby na sitawacha. I might just find another, little mama. How long should I wait for your love, little mama? Little mama. Vituisha, you
You go looking for love, then finding the one, and suddenly Maisha, Hali ya Maisha. Imagine living your life and never finding the one. I saw your time in Aisha, but we both know it's better this way. Manifesting, single and searching, like a virgin, nobody touching. Manifesting, single and searching, like a virgin, nobody touching. How long should I wait for your love, little mama? Tell me, are you coming back home in the summer? You might just find I have moved on, little mama. How long should I wait for your love, little mama? Little mama. Sometimes my ego gets into the way. Mwendo kiwa kasi, kazi ya likizo usinifanyishe. Wacha sarakasi. I feel some type of way when I call you and you don't answer. I feel some type of way na sipendi kubebwa fala. Losing my mind when I see you with your new guy. See you online, but you don't wanna reply. Losing my mind when I see you with your new guy. Rudy online, don't wanna say goodbye. How long should I wait for your love, little mama? Tell me, are you coming back home in the summer? You might just find I have moved on, little mama. How long should I wait for your love, little mama? How long should I wait for your love, little mama? In the summer, are you on? Who's gonna keep you nice and warm when I'm gone? Whose side are you on? Who's gonna keep you nice and warm when I'm gone?
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
That is Lil Mama by our favorite boy band that disbanded. Why? Why?
Why did they do that?
Why did they do
They're
that?
my favorite band.
Did they consult you?
No, they did not.
They did not.
There should have been meaningful public participation.
There should have been meaningful public participation, not like those jokes of Bomas of Kenya.
Yes, exactly. What was that?
What was that? No, tell me what was that? Because I mean, we're still talking about governance issues.
Yes.
We cannot continue having orchestrated public participation that is.
They wanted to
circus.
Yes.
What was that?
I think the people behind that made very terrible political moves, and I was laughing the whole day watching the whole thing because the narrative just shifted almost immediately from we want Rigathi Gone to Kufa Dereva Kufa Makanga.
Yes,
it was hilarious to watch, and I was like, okay, who sanctioned this? Honestly, who sanctioned this?
Because it's clearly showing.
Yes,
yeah.
And imagine the amount of money that went into that.
Right,
circus.
We have a lot of money in this country to
By
waste.
the way,
we do.
We have a lot of money to waste, and we don't have pads for girls. I will always go back to that.
No, seriously,
I will always go back to that. We have money to waste. We have money for circuses, but we don't have money for pads for girls.
No, we don't. That's where we draw the line.
Imagine.
And then the entrance of Morara Kebaso. Then chairs started flying left, right, and center after him. And then the infamous speech by Mark Oure, because like people started saying that he's a sellout,
sneaky blinder.
You're a sneaky blinder, and please just do not just go home in peace. Yes,
You see, this is back to what you're asking earlier.
Yeah.
What is a challenge? And I told you, unethical behavior. We have a culture of unethical behavior in this country, and the politicians are ultimately a reflection of who we are. We're not righteous, and you can't be righteous and vote for the unrighteous,
in the same breath. Yeah,
exactly. They are a reflection of who we are, and that's scene where chairs started flying, and these guys, they would have killed that young man.
Seriously.
Alafu.
Yeah.
And who would have been held accountable for that?
Who? Because it was everyone.
And it's literally just politics, nothing personal. Why would you do that to somebody?
Just politics, nothing personal.
Exactly.
But they keep saying that the political is very personal in this country. Yeah.
if it's that personal, then why are Raila and Ruto working right now?
Together.
Don't be fooled.
And
Politicians are politicians.
Yeah.
Politicians are businessmen.
They are.
And they're in the business of
running.
conniving Kenyans.
Ruining the country and running it.
Yes, conniving Kenyans. So you need to be careful.
Yeah.
One of the things I always tell people is, like Mandagor, now senator, former governor, was saying, usiweke siasa kwa lungs itoke.
Yes.
Itoke na carbon dioxide,
right.
You cannot be taking some of these things personally because unless what you're taking personally is public service. Are you getting the services you're supposed to get? If you're not getting the services you're supposed to get, then get pissed and do something about it.
Yes.
But politics, don't take it personally.
Wachana nazo.
Watu ni marafiki.
I know.
I swear, these guys are friends behind the scene.
Yes. Yeah.
They'll fight. They will make you fight.
But
and then at the end of the day, they'll go for coffees, beers, laugh about it,
golf,
clink glasses, fist bump, and call it a day.
Yeah. Are Kenyans so malleable that we don't know how to read in between the lines?
I think we're doing better now. Yeah, we used to be very... is the word okay? Malleable. Let me just go with the word malleable. We used to be very malleable, but now not so much. In as much as, say for instance, the Rigathi situation, yes, yes, there are people who might be upset with the situation that is ongoing, but you will not see people going out to the streets to attack one another, to destroy property, to start ethnically profiling people. You see that's quite a step.
Yes.
We've come a very long way.
With a longer way to even go.
But we also have a very long way to go. Yes. Treat all politicians the same.
Right. What would it take to end, to put an end to identity politics in this country? Because clearly we need to start looking at ideology-based and issue-based politics. But in Kenya, as you said, ethnocentric, very much so. I'm
very happy you asked that because I always go, and I get very excited about this. I always go back to Finance Bill 2024.
Yes.
That catapulted or shifted, the idea of politicking in this country, and especially with millennials and Gen Zs. It's no longer about cocoons, so much about cocoons, because, a lot of young Kenyans realize, so this is the conniving card you're playing against us. Remember I told you politicians are businessmen in the business of conniving.
Yes.
Okay? It's a game.
Yes.
So ultimately Kenyans are like, okay, so this is how you guys do this. You stratify us according to our ethnicities and use that against all. No, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
It's now issue-based.
Yes.
It's ideology. And you could see from... even the way Gen Zs were talking to one another, it doesn't matter if you're from the rural area, if you're from urban area, from this ethnicity or the other ethnicity. This is what we want. These are our issues. Whether I'm in Kisumu, whether I'm in Mandera, we are suffering from the same issues. There is no way a politician should come and tell me, because you come from this area, you are the enemy. It's not them. No. We're now holding everyone to account. So maybe perhaps I'd say to that end, we've come quite a long way as well in being issue-based. And less ethnic-based, but we still have a very long way to go. Yeah.
And you are quite vocal on the social media platforms. And I think it's a case of you deciding to use meaningfully, and we want to use your platforms meaningfully, whether it's to educate or challenge the status quo. So what would you tell young people specifically who do not know how to use and leverage their technologically, like leverage their social media platforms to be able to engage with issues of governance? Like what would you tell young people in that space?
I think what has worked for me over the years, and even now that I'm trying to be a bit more present on apps like TikTok. Find the government accounts first. Know which account is, which official account is for this particular department, unit, this, that. And then whatever issue you have, maybe it's later in Nairobi. I have a problem with litter. I would probably go for the Nairobi County government handles and Sakaja's handles and whoever else is supposed to be CEC environment. Let's go with that.
Right.
And then now drive your agenda from there, day, night. Baby, hakunanga kuchoka, hakunanga kupumzika. Yes. And then now vocalize. One of the best things we have in this country is freedom of expression. There are people who are trying to make that space smaller and smaller by the day. I think you've noticed a clawback, a very serious clawback on freedom of expression in the past 2 years. But still, we're doing quite well for ourselves.
Yeah.
There are no consequences, there are no punishments to expressing ourselves. So a lot of Kenyans have managed to, over the years, come up with drives, narratives to ensure they're able to hold the government to account. Twitter is now the official opposition.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yes. Yeah. So
affirmative.
Yes. Maybe if a young person wants to engage more in politics, Twitter is one of the best places to do that. TikTok was the main driver of the Angusha Finance Bill 2024. For
sure.
So that is also another very important platform and a great predictor of what 2027 will look like.
Yes.
So young people, I don't know how to advise them on social media, but technology is very critical, it's very key. We have good internet in this country, and historically we've had a very good time with the internet, except, and this is the only time in Kenyan history where they've curtailed the internet, 25th June 2024. I will never forget. At night, you remember at night, on the fateful day, they did something to interfere with the internet.
Yeah.
That's the only time we've had issues with internet in this country. And again, when with that kind of platform and the kind of freedom of expression we have in this country, it is very possible to contribute meaningfully in civic duty and also to hold the government to account.
Yes.
Yeah.
As we wrap up, because we are almost out of time, a good governance Kenya looks like what to you?
A good governance Kenya to me would, first of all, let me just picture it in my head.
Yes.
Number one, services. Public service that works. Public education that works. Public health that works.
Yes.
From level 1 to level, is it 5 or 6?
Yes.
That you can walk into a hospital and be treated. That you will not be met by a conundrum of, it's SHIF, it's SHAF, it's NHIF, it's this, that.
Yes.
That you can walk to a police station and a police officer is not frustrated because he's served 10 people before you and he's expected to serve about 10,000 per police officer. A Kenya where, nurses are paid properly. A Kenya where an MP does not have to hide in a V8 and drive off very fast. That they can actually walk because they're not, they're not conniving and inconveniencing Kenyans because of their selfish wants and needs.
Yes.
A Kenya where the president listens and acts according to the constitution and the needs of the people. That would be the perfect Kenya for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
It would be so nice to live in
Ipo siku.
Ipo siku. Sawa. As we wrap up, let the people know what to expect from Ustawi Kenya and all the other spaces that you take up. Yes.
Absolutely.
Where do people find you? Yeah, let the people know.
I'm on social media.
Yes.
On Twitter, I'm at Gachui Kariuki. On Instagram at _Gachui. And I think on TikTok I'm Gachui at Gachui22. Ustawi KE, we are rolling out a new concept on Katiba Club. We call it the Katiba Club, where we're going to be hosting both online and offline civic education on matters the constitution.
Please call Pawa Radio.
Absolutely. You guys are the ones who are going to be hosting us for the virtual. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Both online and offline, and see to for as long as possible we're able to cover the entire constitution, and then maybe from there we'll start picking up on other concepts: devolution, security, peace, stability, those kinds of things. Yeah. So that's what Ustawi is working on and looks to conceptualize in the near future.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. That's all the time we had for you guys. But as you've heard, she is so brilliant. Her mind. I was just telling her off air that the future looks so bright for you that it burns my eyes. This is something that Oprah likes saying, and I'm gonna say it to you. So thank you so much for, first of all, for everything that you are and you are doing. And also thank you for gracing the Power Radio, Power Morning Drive show today, and just with being willing to share the knowledge and the insights that you have from your political experience. We do not take it for granted. And
Asante sana.
If we invite you again, will you come?
I will come.
You will come?
Please invite me again. This was
Okay.
awesome.
Yes.
I loved it.
We will have her. You've had her. She said she will come for sure. Yeah, so that has been it from the Power Morning Drive show. We have been speaking on governance issues, and we've been speaking to governance expert Miss Agnes Gachui Kariuki. You can go and follow her and see the amazing things that she is doing for this country. We do hope to see you again on Friday from 8 a.m. all the way till 10 a.m. on the Power Morning Drive show. My name is Wanyoike. I have been your host. But before that, let me just get you informed on what is coming up on the lineup today. Miss Caroline Murote comes in with the Shiversations show. It's a gender, and women issues show from 11 a.m. all the way till 1 p.m. And today they will be discussing all things women's mental health. So you do want to stick around for that. And then later on from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., our dynamic duo of Elijah Moss alongside DJ CJ, they shall be here with Gift of Gab for all things hip hop and hip hop culture. So you do want to stick around. Do it for the culture, please. Do it for the culture. Sawa sawa. I am out. Thank you so much for tuning in. When we will see you on Friday. Take care and God bless.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
They call me Chris to the cantata. That's why they call me. Huni nani G, huni kantai hajali G, huni mtu mkali G, tuliza moto kufani G. That's why they call me. Huni nani G, huni kantai hajali G, huni mtu mkali G, tuliza moto kufani G. Yo, they say it's hard to compose a rhyme. I say you out of your mind or you full of lies. Then again, you could be the slow kind. I don't see how lyrics don't hypnotize. Why lie? The season has transformed. You got reason to be bored, so now you want more? I'ma serve you flavor that you can't afford. The bill about to get placed on your tempo. So don't even try to resist. Look at yourself bumping to the beat. Get up and get down with a G twist. Forget the hater cause the fool's not on the list. Dig this, we came and we took over. Got the keys to the ride and we're not sober. We made an oath that we ain't gonna ride for you. So now it's hip hop, ride us to the border. Huni nani G, huni kantai hajali G, huni mtu mkali G, tuliza moto kufani G. That's why they call me. Huni nani G, huni kantai hajali G, huni mtu mkali G, tuliza moto kufani G. They're taking over my head, dog, they on a hustle. I'm taking over their bread, dog, I'm on a muscle. Try to be cool, but I gotta mumble. Better yet, after that, there's a big tussle. Quit them tears, boy. Dry your eyes, see the G going cheers, boy. Don't be mad, cause I say that you weird, boy. You kinda scared, so I see that fear, boy. Meditating on a cute shorty. Lean body, mean thighs like the chick bought it. I said real tight like the all assorted. If she arrested my ass, then she got a warrant. I'm a legend in the living, and that's that. I grab objects of vices you can't touch. Read all comprehension is too much. I know where's these words that bring the rap. Let's go. Huni nani G, huni kantai hajali G, huni mtu mkali G, tuliza moto kufani G. Huni nani G, huni kantai hajali G, huni mtu mkali G, tuliza moto kufani G. Glad that you stopped by. Who are you? What's your business? Bye-bye. I hate people that think that I'm on a rise. Yet and still, I'm the steel that will not fly. Ask why? I got this given data. On this planet, I teach you before the chatter. What I compose gets better by the day's weather. That's why they call me Chris to the cantata. Huni nani G, huni kantai hajali G, huni mtu mkali G, tuliza moto kufani G. Huni nani G, huni kantai hajali G, huni mtu mkali G, tuliza moto kufani G. Yo, that's why they call me. They call me Chris through the cantata.
yeah.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.